Hey guys, we are doing a nail video today. I'm going to be linking below everything that I use from Amazon, including my drill bits, my duster, my table, everything. We're gonna get straight into this tutorial. So we're starting off with cleaning the cuticle area. I don't use nippers anymore that much. I just push back my dead skin in the opposite direction. I push it upward just to be able to see better what it is that I'm gonna clean off. I'm gonna do this with all of my fingers, just pushing all of that dead skin back so that I can see what I really need to clean. This is my favorite drill bit out of all the drill bits that I use. This is the reason why I do not get lifting on my nails, and even friends that I do nails for, they don't get any lifting issues. It's because of this step. This is the most important step. This is the most important drill bit that you are going to need to do your service. So we're just gonna do all the nails. So now that I finished pushing the cuticles back, now I'm gonna go into clean. I'm gonna clean the cuticle area along the nail bed to just get all of that extra dead skin off of the actual bit itself. That's why I lift first to be able to see what I need to remove, and then I go in a flat direction on the nail bit, on a flat direction. Keep in mind, don't angle it too much. Keep it flat so that you can be able to see what it is that you have to drill off. Now we're gonna do that on all of the fingers, and this is just a close-up just so that you can see how I'm smoothing out everything that's dead skin, anything that can potentially cause lifting. We're just gonna drill that off just so that we can have a very smooth surface when we start applying our nails. And today we are doing Après. I love Après. Après is my go-to if I want to do my nails at home. I love the idea of doing my nails at home. It saves a lot of money and you're still able to express yourself creatively through your nails. What girl doesn't like to have her nails done? I love Après in particular because it's so simple, it's so easy. Once you get the learning curve of it, I'm going to try my best to be very detailed in explaining exactly how to go about it. So if you see here, you see all of that dead skin, all of that white stuff there, that is what we remove. That is what causes lifting. When all of that dead skin is still on there, it's not adhering to the actual nail itself is lifting, it's adhering to that dead skin. That's why lifting happens for me personally. Now keep in mind, I'm not a nail tech, I'm not a nail technician, but I've observed enough to see that whenever I have a lot of dead skin on the surface of my nail, that's where lifting really starts. So I make sure that I have very minimal dead skin. So I also sometimes file on my actual, on the corners of my actual fingers. If I have any dry skin there, I do like to file that down instead of nipping it with the nippers. I try my best to do as much as I can with the file before I go in with any nippers. I don't use nippers that often, not because I don't like them, just because with the draw, I feel like you can accomplish any and everything that you need to accomplish when it comes to your cuticle area. So I just try to avoid it unless I literally have to. So we're just making sure that all of that is nice. And when you're doing it yourself, my advice when it comes to gripping and holding the file itself, just position yourself the best way you can. If you grab a hold of your pinky the way I just did, that helps a lot because it helps with shaking with your hands. It gives you more stability. So now that we finished that, see how clean that is? Super clean. Oh, let me get some last minute touches here. My picky self. Now we're gonna do the other hand, the same thing. So you see how I'm just pushing it back? I'm pushing it back first to be able to see exactly what I need to remove. And then I'm gonna go back in and angle it flat along my nail bed to then remove it within the corners, within the center, just to make sure that all that cuticle area is super duper clean and it's ready for the nails to be applied. So here you're gonna see that I'm gonna start just cleaning off dry skin on my thumb here. You see, you can get in that area and just start lifting that dead skin. The file will take it off, so you don't have to worry about it. Once you get into the groove, the e-file itself can do everything. And remember, with the e-file, you're always going to have the barrel going in the opposite direction of what you're trying to smooth out. So if right here, you see, I'm going the opposite direction of what I'm trying to do so that it can actually lift. Because if you roll downward and the barrel's going downward, it's not going to do anything. You have to do it in the opposite direction so that it can actually lift and actually do what it needs to do. So now that we have the cuticles together, we're going to remove the cuticle bid and we are going to put a regular bid on. I believe this is 180. The higher the number, the smoother it is. So we're not going to roughen up the surface, but we're just going to smooth out the rest of the surface. You wouldn't want to do that with the cuticle bit because it's just going to take too long, and that's not what it's really for. So here we're just trimming the nails. I like to have my nails trimmed when I get a fresh Après set, because under the Après my nails grow so fast and they get so long that I just like to start fresh and have them all even, all short, because I know they're gonna grow underneath the actual nail. That's my goal with Après. If you're looking for something to cover your nail so that it can grow, Après to me is one of the best options. It helps your nail to grow very, very fast because it covers it, and it covers it very well. So now we're gonna get our drill, and I'm starting off with my skin. I'm just filing a little bit just to smooth that out. If you saw how rough it was at first and how it's starting to just smooth itself out, I like to do that with this. Like I said before, I do it with the cuticle one around the cuticle area and along the sides, and then if I just want to go for a bigger area, I'll go in with this drill bit. So I start off with the outer surface of my nails first, just to make sure that they're smooth and exfoliated. And then I go on the actual surface itself. Now here I'm not on the bit, I'm just trying to smooth out the rest of that cuticle area. And now I'm going on top of my actual nail bed. So you see, we're not doing too much. We're just smoothing everything out. Smoothing? Did I just say smoothing? Okay, smoothing? Smoothing. Okay, so here we are just gonna speed it up a little bit. The same thing I did on those fingers, I'm doing it on every other finger. getting around at that dead skin and then just doing the surface. So now we are going to take the dust off. I actually bought that brush on Shein, by the way. Shein is great. And this brush, I bought it at Dollar Tree, and I believe I also bought that pump at Dollar Tree. That has acetone in it, and we are just going to scrub our nails. I don't want to use any soap because I don't want to expose it to any sort of oil. I want it as dry as possible. And here is the Après. I actually got this box from the actual website. You can buy it on the actual website without being a professional, I believe. So here I am going to measure each nail to make sure that it fits. Bigger is better. Don't get one that is too small because it's going to squeeze your nail and it hurts. That was definitely a mistake that I made when I first got my Après set. I believe you can also buy the Après set from Amazon. I'm gonna double check just to be sure, but I believe you can. And the cool part about the Après kit is that if you run out of a size, you can go directly to the website and only buy the size. You don't have to rebuy the whole kit all over again. You could just refill it, because a lot of times the middle finger and the index finger or the ring finger, they tend to be the same size for the most part, around like 7s, 6s, maybe 5s. So I noticed that for me, those run out the quickest. So I just go on Apre's website and I just refill it. So here we're just measuring everything. And remember, bigger is better. Not way too big, but big enough to where you can actually file it to adjust it to your size. If you get it too small, it really will squeeze your nail and it actually hurts. So please just get a size that's a little bit bigger. It might be a little bit more work because you have to shape it, but it's okay. It's gonna be all worth it in the end. And also the nails that I'm using are the Gel X Sculpted Stilettos in medium, and the box is $27.99 and the refillables are $3.19. That to me is amazing. And in the actual refill, it brings 50. So yeah, that's a steal. So now we are going to get our duster because we are going to file the actual nail itself. We're going to perfect the nail. So here we're going to file along the inside. This helps with the adhesion process so that it can really adhere to your natural nail very well, and to also shape it, because the edges are very crisp, so you will want to smooth that out just so that it doesn't look like a press-on just on top of your nail. It kind of blends or melts straight into your nail. We'll do that for each and every nail and make sure that we adjust the size if we have to, fix the corners. Anything that we have to do, we'll perfect it in this step. So we are going to fast forward this because it's literally the same thing for the rest of the 10 nails. Here we have my handy dandy curing light for the A-press. I rather this than the flashlight any day. It's more comfortable. You stick it onto your table. This is my nail dryer. Now the secret weapon is this. This is rubber-based gel. That has helped me so much. And also this protein bond from Young Nails. Those two combinations are lethal. Like, you will not get any lifting. So we are just going to prep the nails. We already went in with the acetone as a prep. That's what I like to use as a prep. And now here we are going to do a layer, a very, very thin layer of rubber base. And we're going to cure that. This rubber base has been the best rubber base that I have used since I've been doing my nails. It is amazing. It is not too thick, it's not too thin, it's super duper clear. It does not cause any lifting. If you have issues with lifting, please try this product. You will not regret it. It is amazing. My go-to. The only rubber base I need is this one, honestly. So we're just gonna cure this, then we're gonna do the other hand. And the difference, my opinion, between regular base gel and rubber base gel is that rubber base is more flexible. So if you have thinner nails, it helps to just bend with your nail instead of lifting, like a crack. Because lifting kind of happens when things start to crack and it starts to separate. This continuously flexes with your nail. So if you have thinner nails or more brittle nails, this product is perfect for you. So now we have that set. We're going to turn on our light and we are going to gently take a little bit of product and place some along the base of the A-press nail. Do not fill this up too much. If you do, you can always go back in and fix it. But in this part here, you're just going to cover half of the nail, not the whole nail, just half. And then make sure that majority of the product is at the end. And you're going to angle the nail upward and then lay it down gently. And if it doesn't work, you can slide it off. That way you still have the product in there. Clean it up a little bit, lay it flat, angle it, and then lay it down. Angling it first and then laying it down ensures that most of the product will be where it needs to be, which is the center. And then you just cure it. I cure it for about like 15 to 20 seconds. I get a little bit paranoid sometimes. And with the thumb in particular, this is also another thing. If the thumb nails in the kit are not big enough for your thumb, what you're gonna do, you're gonna put it on, but you're going to put it on maybe like 1 millimeter off, and then you're gonna fill it in with the builder gel along the cuticle area. So you don't have to try to make it fit. You can place it down a little bit and then you can go back in and cover it so that it looks more seamless. That's also a trick for if the nails are not big enough. My thumbnail is pretty big, so this is a trick that I use. And you see, now it fits perfectly. Now we're just perfecting it a little bit. And to fill in the cuticle area, you just put a good amount along the cuticle area and you just bring it down slowly. You don't have to cover the entire nail completely. You're just filling in that cuticle area, but make sure you don't touch the cuticle area with the product either. Just put it right along and let it kind of do its thing. You can flip it to kind of perfect where it's gonna lay at. Fix it up a little bit, check the sides, and then you can dry it. You see? Perfect. Now we are just gonna do that with the rest of the nails. Again, we're just going to apply it along the inside about halfway, and then majority is gonna be at the end. And then we're not gonna put it at the actual cuticle if the nail's too big. We're gonna angle it downward and then we're gonna lay it flat. And also have some pressure underneath your thumb as well, under and over, so that you don't get any bubbles. You want to make sure that you're holding on to the bottom so that it stays flat, and then the top, kind of like a sandwich, like you want it to stick together. So then here you see that I'm gonna just perfect that to make the nail look seamless. We're focusing on the cuticle area and then just bringing it down. Okay, so I do like to check it sideways to see if the apex is nice and even the way I like it. I like a slight curve in my apex personally. Some people like it really flat. I like an apex because it just gives me more strength with my nails. So here we're doing the same thing. We're angling it downward and then we're laying it flat. But you see I have pressure along the bottom of my nail and along the top while I'm holding. And you don't want to move. You want to make sure you're as steady as you can be so that you don't get any bubbles. The goal is to not get any bubbles. If you start moving once it's already placed down and lifting a little bit, you're gonna get a bubble and you don't want that. So angling it and laying it flat. You see, boom, that is a perfect application example right there. There you go. Make sure everything is good. And we're just going to do the same thing with all of them. You always want to make sure that you have majority of the product at the cuticle area because it's just going to slide down from there. So here you see how I'm putting a little bit of pressure, holding it down, making sure that there's no bubbles. If you see a bubble, don't cure it, just perfect it. See, and slide it down so you can still have the product. You don't have to go in with product again. Just lay it down. There you go. Now if you can clean it without any bubbles getting through, perfect. There we go. Sometimes if your nails are more round, you have to play with it a little bit, which is okay. My middle finger is more rounded, so I have to do like trial and error with it. But perfecting it before you cure it is the key. Perfect it before you cure. So here we are. We have our nails almost done. We only have the pinky left. So you see I'm angling it upward like a 45-degree angle, and then I'm going down. Always angle it first, because if you just lay it flat on top, that product is just gonna go everywhere and you don't want that. So make sure you cure it, and make sure you cure it long enough too to where it's actually cured. If you do get a heat spike, just move your nail out of the light, because that tends to happen sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes it can happen. Just remove your nail really quick from the light and then put it back. Give it maybe like 2-3 seconds. Now I'm gonna cure both of my hands really quick, and then we are going to go back in with the file. But first we're gonna clean it with a lint-free cleaner. I actually got these from Shein as well. And we are just going to smooth the surface out a little bit. You don't really have to do this step, not really, but I like to. I like to just perfect everything, make sure all the corners are good. And I like to take the shine off of the surface as well for my adhesion with the nail polish. So we're definitely gonna fast forward. I already did the other hand, and here are the results. Now we're just gonna take a buffer, buff any lines out really quick, just to make sure that everything is super smooth. So now I'm gonna take alcohol and spray my hands just to take off any excess dust. I don't want to use acetone because acetone can make it a little bit sticky. So we're just gonna get some alcohol, rub that in there, and boom. Super clean, super nice. So we're using Emily gel polish. I hope I'm saying that right. And the number 036 is just a neutral peach nude. And we are going to use that as just a base color. The design that I'm going for, I didn't want any pinks. I didn't want it to be pinky. I just wanted just a neutral color. And this color is perfect for that. The name of this gel polish is Emily. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. The spelling trips me up every time I'm trying to order from them. I'm not even gonna lie. But we are just going to polish all of the nails with the base, and then we're going to cure them. And today we are going to be using Beetles as well as Elite 99 in white and in black. The Beetles color, I'll have it linked below. It's actually a part of a kit. So Beetles, they usually just have kits. And this one was like a fluorescent color kit. So we are just going to use the white, the black, and the green. And we're using Beetles brushes as well. We're doing line designs today. And yeah. So honestly, with this nail set design, I just did a freestyle. I didn't have a specific design in mind. I just had a vibe that I was kind of going for. So with the brushes, to get the lines, I do like to go in with the bigger one to get a base kind of going, and then I like to go back in with the smaller one to get the details perfected. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it roll so that you guys can just see what I'm doing. I can't really explain it any more than that. Just doing lines. I like to do freestyle designs all the time, so here's one of them. I do use a brush with acetone to clean up any mistakes or any errors. And also I do start with my dominant hand to be able to just get a design going, and then I actually like to replicate it with my non-dominant hand, because I just feel like I can't create a design with my non-dominant hand. I can trace whatever I did with the hand that I struggle with the most. So yeah. Now we are going in with the Magard top coat, and we're just going to top it off and then cure it under the light, and we should be done. And voila, these are the nails. If you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Be blessed, ladies, and be on the lookout for more DIY videos.